If you have been trying to calm your nervous system and nothing seems to be working, then this episode is for you. Maybe you have tried meditation, breathwork, yoga, journaling, and many other practices. But still, your body feels tense, your mind feels stuck, and you feel like you are going nowhere. That does not mean you are not progressing. That does not mean you missed a chance. You have not missed anything. It simply means there may be one important piece you have not seen yet. I know this feeling because I have lived it. At first, I did not understand what was missing in my life. Now, when I look back, I can clearly see what was missing. That is why I created this episode, so that you can also identify and reflect on your own life and fill the gap with that important missing piece. I remember asking myself so many times, if I'm doing all the right things, if I'm using all the right practices, why do I feel exhausted, stressed, and frustrated? I felt stuck going in circles in my mind, looping the same thoughts. What I did not realize was this. I was trying to regulate my nervous system while staying in the fight mode. Everything I was doing came from either fear or desperation. My mindset sounded like this: I need to escape this problem. I cannot stay like this. I need this pain to go away. So now pause for a moment and ask yourself, what energy are you using right now to calm your nervous system or to move out of the situation which you don't like? Is it gentle or is it desperate? Here is something important that we often miss. The tools themselves are not the problem. The state of mind behind them is the problem. And we often overlook it. Many of us use meditation or breathing like a fire extinguisher, only to get rid of the symptoms. So whenever we feel challenged, we start doing a couple of practices and then wonder why the results are not there. The reason is that we are using them as a fire extinguisher, but we are not creating a supportive or nurturing internal environment to enhance those practices. When our body feels unsafe, it cannot relax. We all know that. So now ask yourself, are you using these practices to support yourself or to escape how you feel in any situation? Healing does not come from tools alone. It comes from the internal environment, the environment that begins with acceptance. We have heard this word many times, like in our lives, but have we truly understood its real meaning? When I say acceptance, acceptance does not mean you have to like the situation where you are in. It does not mean giving up in the situation. It simply means stopping the fight with reality. It means stepping out of the victim mode and stopping the fight with yourself. Once you accept where you are, the same situation begins to look very different. Doesn't matter how difficult the situation seems, but once you accept the way it is, then you take control of that instead of fighting with it. I agree how any uncertain situation initially feels. There is always a fear behind every step. Path seems unclear, but I'm pretty sure you have realized it, that once you start walking, the path becomes clear. For me, I was also lost through the uncertainty of life. But later I realized that every fall was not a setback, but it brought more strength and courage in me. Healing begins when we put the fight down, the fight we constantly have with ourselves, while trying to control the outer situation. And we all know that sometimes things are in our control and sometimes they are not. In my case, I stopped resisting and trying to control everything by myself. I allowed things to unfold. And once I gave that freedom, things began to unfold naturally. Now ask yourself, can I allow this moment to be exactly as it is? For me, healing began when I put the fight down, the fight I was having with myself because of what was happening around me. I was trying so hard to escape the situation. But the truth is, when I stopped resisting and trying to control everything, things begin to unfold without force, without any effort. I noticed that small changes in my life shifted my perspective and helped me to accept the situation. I stopped starting my day on my phone because I realized it was overstimulating my nervous system before the day even began. It kept my system busy for the entire day, and I could not focus on what truly matters to me. Another thing I changed was I stopped trying to fix myself in every situation. Sometimes, when you stay in the victim mode, you start believing you are the problem. You start blaming yourself, feeling guilty, and trying to constantly fix yourself. So I stopped doing that. I realized not everything needs action. Some moments need rest. Some need pause. I also realized that healing is not about adding more to your to-do list. It's about reducing pressure. Allow your body to heal. Come to that safe mode by itself. Notice this in your own life. Are you trying to heal by doing more or by allowing more space in your life? I allowed myself to heal by creating a safe and supportive environment. Some days I rested. Some days I sat quietly with myself. And some days I enjoyed listening to music. I stopped forcing myself to make things better. I stopped controlling my outer world. Instead, I spent more time to understand my inner self, so that I can bring back that relationship which I lost with my own self while trying to manage the outer relationships. If you are listening and you are judging yourself right now, see if you can soften that judgment just a little bit. What I learned is this: your nervous system does not heal through force. It heals through safety. Nothing truly changed for me until I accepted where I was. And you know what I said at that moment? It's okay, Simar. This is where I am today. And that's perfectly fine. Try saying that to yourself. Notice what shift it brings. Even a small shift matters. For me, that one shift from resistance to acceptance changed everything. When you stop resisting, your body moves out of the survival mode. And from the same situation, you begin to see possibilities and clarity instead of confusion and resentment. So if you have tried and feeling tired that you have tried many practices but nothing is working, that does not mean you will never heal. It most likely means you are trying to heal while your nervous system is still feeling unsafe. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to do less today, but with more practice, with more kindness? So try doing less, try softening yourself, try starting with acceptance. Shift the energy you are using right now, not the tools. Because regulation doesn't begin when you try harder. It begins when you stop fighting yourself. Before you leave this episode, pause for a moment. Notice your body right now. Not to change it, not to fix it, just to notice. If your body feels tense, that's okay. If it feels tired or overwhelmed, that's perfectly fine. Nothing is wrong. Now take a deep breath and remind yourself, You are safe. You are blessed. You are still breathing. And notice the shift. Healing doesn't begin when you force yourself to feel better, but it begins when you stop fighting who you are in this moment. You don't need to escape this moment. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to allow yourself to heal slowly. Remember this. Healing starts when you create a safe and nurturing environment, not through struggle. It starts with acceptance, not resistance. Your body already knows the way back to balance. When it feels safe, then you don't need anything, right? Your job is not to push it there, but to walk with it. So thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you for choosing yourself. Have a great day.